Jules, anything else to mention from French football in Paris this weekend?
I think that we're okay. We're okay. We mentioned Kylian Mbappe's amazing goal, and I think
all
we
right
can
then.
move
Yeah,
on.
that happened in a 3-1 home defeat to Lorient. Is this right, Jules? That's the third defeat at home in 4 matches.
That's right.
For PSG. Oh my word! Lorient's opener, 25 passes.
Yeah. They opened us
PSG
up.
just passed around. Yeah,
And at the time, PSG was still with 11 men.
Right.
Hakimi got sent off 5 minutes later to make things worse. But Enzo Lefebvre, who we mentioned on the show, one of the best players in the league this season, he's going to move to a much bigger club. He's a wonderful player with an incredible personal story that we
Is he
mentioned
Paris
all the
born
time.
and bred?
He's not. It's really
but he managed
it's
to
a sad
overcome
story.
that obstacle to make a career for himself.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he was born between Toulouse and Red Star Paris, so I'm like somewhere in the middle. But we will talk about his life another time. But yeah, great goal.
Why? I want to talk about his life.
I thought I'd mention it.
Probably have, just in case anyone...
Yeah, his father was a local gangster.
Oh, yeah.
Spent a lot of time in jail while Enzo was growing up in Britain, in Lorient. And I think there was a sense for Enzo Lefebvre to make it as a pro. He didn't know what would happen with his dad, just to look after the rest of the family. The dad came out of prison when I think Enzo was 18 or 19, maybe. Enzo Lefebvre is an incredible talent, comes with a lot of baggage. And to be fair, he's dealt really well with all the drama in his life, even before turning pro. And I really wish him he's a really, really good kid, and he's an amazing talent to start with anyway, football. And that goal, I think, which showed the Lorient way of playing, which they've been great for most of the season, was well deserved for him for the season that he's been having, and after all those issues too.
Do they have any fish collaborations as their sponsors, Jules? Yeah, they are the Merlu, no?
The Merlu, yeah. Any play on word like tuna? No, with
it's
Merlu. Not
tricky.
Cod.
What's Merlu? Yeah, cod is cod.
Yeah, Melo.
Yeah.
The Codfather.
Godfather. But let's talk about the title race, Jules.
Yeah.
Because Marseille beat Auxerre 2-1. They're now 5 points behind again with 5 games to play.
It's a bit nervous in Paris right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that because Conte's on holiday there?
Oh yeah, so I don't know, because
It's a strange place to have holiday.
Messi's in Arabia.
Yeah,
Aunque
Messi's
in
not there,
Arabia.
that's for sure, because he's in Saudi Arabia and he was not allowed.
Messi's in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's the big controversy
Yeah, not them
at the
training.
moment. So let's just finish with the title race. I mean, the Marseille guy is in free fall completely. He's gonna get sacked. He can't be there next season. I even wish he was not there until the end of the season now, because it's just chaos and there's just nothing in the game. It's an embarrassment, to be fair. The game was embarrassing. The whole thing was an embarrassment. He's embarrassing me, the Marseille guy. And it's true, you're laughing, but it's not nice. I mean, we were watching, even my little girl, she was watching. She was like, "Are we really losing this game?" And I was like, "Yeah, we are."
No, she wasn't eating a handkerchief, Jules.
No, she wasn't. But she wasn't crying, because I said to her, "Listen, hopefully 5 points. It should be enough. 5 games to go." But I'm not so sure with that team anymore, because they just don't play as a football team. This is not a football team. This is just like 11 guys who are there on the pitch, not knowing what to do on Sunday afternoon. Say, "Hey, why don't we turn up to the game?" So, it was really pathetic on Sunday. The ultras were not there because the stand was closed as a sanction. So they turned up at the training ground on Monday. Had all those banners who you can just imagine putting pressure on the players. And Messi wasn't there, because Messi should have been there. He was training. But he was in Saudi Arabia. As we know, he's an ambassador for the country. And he said that he asked for permission. The club said that he was not given permission to not be at training on the Monday.
Kylian Mbappe?
Well, no, that's the thing, because some of the players were not happy that he obviously didn't turn up for training. So today was always a day off. But Monday was going to be a day off in case there was a win against Lorient, which obviously didn't happen. So there was a warm-down training session. And Messi didn't turn up. He said he could not postpone, again, the trip that is already postponed twice. So
it's understandable.
Yeah. But did you know Saudi Arabia is this green? That was his tweet, talking about, I think, some of the forest. Which you wouldn't expect.
I mean, you would associate Saudi Arabia and forest.
You would.
Yeah.
You would, really.
The wood,
Well, I do now.
Yeah, you do now. And I guess he had to go there on Monday when he was supposed to be at work. He had to go to see by himself the forest.
Right.
maybe.
The amount of things that he got away with in Barcelona that he doesn't get away with in PSG because the players are not happy with Messi not turning up. In Barcelona, no player was saying anything about Messi missing trainings after training sessions.
I just think...
Where's he going to be missing training next season, Jules?
I don't know. I tell you the great idea that the Marseille guy had last week was, considering this is still a title race, I know they were 8 points clear before the weekend and now it's down to 5, but he gave them 4 days off. Who gives 4 days off to his team at this stage of the season? No, they're the only club in the world. He's the only manager in the world to do that. So, in a way, you turn up after a game on Sunday and there's no intensity. Not that there's been much intensity before in the season anyway, but there's nothing happening. But you've just given them 4 days off. They all went to different part of the world on holidays, basically.
Yeah. The other thing, in terms of PSG state of mind, I look at Juventus. Over the last few weeks, you've had Paredes have a massive kind of bust up with Allegri in the training ground. He's on loan from PSG.
He's going to come back, yeah.
You got Di Maria, who's joined. He's sort of, I've hurt my ankle. Oh, I'm not in the starting 11. Okay, I'm not going to play then. I'm not going to. Just leave me out the squad.
But at least he's not coming back. This one.
He's not coming back. But it's just these players. They act like they can just sort of do whatever they want, which seems to me it's if you've been enabled in the way that these players have at PSG.
But you get the feeling as well that they hit a target in December. Some of these players too. Di Maria, for example, or Messi. Winning the World Cup for them was everything. Yeah. And after that, some of them have a slack off a little bit. We can say it like this.
Yeah. But it should not be happening.
No, of course.
I guess the only silver lining just to finish is that Marseille and Lens play each other on Saturday in the big game, so they will take points off each other.
Third.
So hopefully PSG will beat Troyes. Come on, if on Sunday nights, and then that gap between them and Marseille or Lens could be a bit bigger, but I don't even know anymore. I'm tense. Maybe you don't see it, but I'm tense.
Right. Who's next for PSG after Galtier?
It's a good question. Zidane is still the dream.
Thiago?
Zidane is still the dream, of course, especially if Juve don't change managers, because I think Zinedine was kind of hoping at some point that maybe Allegri would get the sack and then he would be on a short list with maybe Igor Tudor and maybe a couple others, but that might be his chance. So Zidane is still the one I think they dream of, but it's not going to be easy to convince him. He was not convinced before. Why would he be convinced now?
Jose?
Conte? I think Luis Enrique has
Conte at PSG, I would love to see that.
That would be popcorn. That would be absolutely box office.
Well, hello there. If you've enjoyed this video, why not subscribe to this channel? The Totally Football Show podcast is available 3 times a week, bringing you all the football news you could reasonably be expected to care about. We've got views, we've got stats, we've got analysis, we've got some of the best football writers around, and the whole thing is absolutely free. So have a listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or all the usual places by clicking on the link below.